Hey guys, today I got some Topps 2023 soccer cards, and we're hoping for maybe you can get like a Ronaldo and stuff. Who knows? That's what we're hoping for. Let me just try and open this real quick.
Editing.
Yes, and I had brought in like a box of all of my footage, and they were putting together a montage of my scenes. And Lance said, Angela, it was so cute. And
Let me try and use my nails.
Said, hey, will you watch this? What do you think of my reel? And he said, Ange, it was every second you've ever been on screen. He said it was so long, and also in some of it you didn't even have dialogue. You just walked by.
That is hilarious.
There was like a commercial like I did for Chrysler where I walked by and I just went and I like did thumbs up at someone.
Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh,
Think
that's
I
so
got
embarrassing. But that's the first time we met. So it was after the pilot when I thought The Office wasn't gonna go, and I was trying to figure out how to get more work.
That's very funny that then he ends up being on the show.
I
so
know,
freaking
and then
hard.
he told me, he said, Ange, did you know I tested for the role of Jim? He tested for Jim.
What? So I must have done scenes with him.
He said you weren't in his group on his test day.
Okay.
He had a different group, and
Got it
Bob
off.
Odenkirk was in his group for Michael Scott.
Oh, yes, that's right. I was in the Steve Carell test group. Well, you know something that's funny about Bob Odenkirk since you brought him up? I knew Bob Odenkirk when I was auditioning for The Office, and we were both called. I was called to do Pam, and he was called to do Michael. So we got together and we practiced together. Aww. But then I wasn't in his test group.
Six packs
And I
with
thought,
5
darn it! We
or
worked a
6
bunch
packs
of
with
bits
6
together. We were so
in each,
excited
which
to show
is
them off. But he did this very funny audition where he
36
brought in his
cards.
guitar and he sang a song to Pam, and he had worked it all out. We were going to ask if we could do it if we were paired together, but we never were.
So Lance told me this great story that the day that he was screen testing, you know, he's in the lobby waiting. They were all kind of giddy that Bob Odenkirk was in their group. They were all really big fans of Bob's. And Bob walked over to Lance and was like, hey, you want to run lines with me? And Lance was like, sure. And he said it was really cool, and they like sort of went out in this lobby and ran lines like 3 or 4 times, like the scenes all the way through. He just thought it was a really cool moment. So Lance said when he read for Jim, he was like, you know, I really felt like I just tried too hard.
Yes.
And he said then when he got called back, when we were
Bellingham.
once the show was up and going for the fight, he read that
Ooh,
it
that
was
looks
like a
nice.
martial arts guy, and he goes, oh my gosh. Lance's background is actually martial arts. He was in the martial arts community for 15 years. He has a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. He was the 6th in the nation in his like weight category in 1992.
Junior.
He trained junior Olympic gold medalist. Like he was.
Did they know this about him?
I
think they
Mohammed
I don't know, but he said when he saw who the character was, he was like, oh my gosh. He said, I'm not going to try to go
And
for
that's
the joke
that
at
pack.
all. I'm just going to go in as
the highlight of that pack,
my students and teaching
probably
class.
Messi.
And that's what he did. He put no pizzazz on it. He went in and played it really straight, and they loved it.
They always loved that.
Next
Those are the
pack.
people they always cast for the people who played it real. This leads me to my third fast fact, Angela. I know you might have more to say about
No,
Lance.
go.
But this is a fan question. Is anyone on the cast trained in martial arts? That's from Will.
Future stars.
Lance and also
Takehiro
Rainn Wilson studied karate his sophomore year in college and is a yellow belt.
I don't know him.
Yes, and I asked Rainn if the writers knew that, and he said no.
Masa
What a
Morita.
weird coincidence.
Not
that
sure if
they wrote
he's
this
in
whole karate
Oh,
themed
yes.
episode, and Rainn is a yellow belt, and Lance
Road
is white.
to Istanbul. Kevin De
Do you have more
Bruyne.
Lance stuff? Because I interrupted your Lance cards with my cast fact.
Luis
He actually had a
Diaz.
really funny thing that made me laugh. He said that when they got to the actual fight and the choreography of the fight, he said he was so surprised because there was no choreography.
And
there was no stunt guy.
Leonardo
It was like,
Bonucci.
okay, guys, just 2 idiots.
The
trying
highlight
each
of
other.
that pack
This was very early on.
was
we did not have a budget.
Kevin De
That's what I
Bruyne.
told him.
These kinds of
I
things.
told him, I said, Lance, this does not surprise me because they put Phil Shea, our prop guy, in a box
we
for
have
hours.
the
There
next
was
pack.
no like stunt person.
In the early years of The Office, I always felt like it was a show we were making in our garage for our neighborhood.
I always felt like it was a one-act play we were doing, like in someone's garage.
As a kid, I used to do that. I used to put on plays in my garage, and the garage door was the curtain.
Yeah.
And so, and I would like put chairs out
Yes.
on my driveway for the neighborhood
Harry
kids so they could see my
Kane.
show. It was like a puppet show or variety show.
Fabio
That's what the office always
Blanco.
felt like to me. Just like a bunch of us making a show in our garage.
Yeah. So this won't be the last time you see
PSV
Sensei Ira. He does come
Prodigies.
back in season 9 in the episode Junior Salesman.
He does?
Yes.
What does he do in that episode?
He was actually there to interview for a job.
Oh, I remember
William
that.
Clem.
Dwight brings in
I don't know
a
if his
bunch
name
of
is pronounced
his
right.
old friends and
Zlatan
weirdos and random, like, family members.
Ibrahimovic.
Yes.
Lance emailed me a great behind the scenes photo
And
of him
You're getting
and
some
other
good luck
people
there.
Florian
interviewing for jobs in the
Wirtz.
conference room. And he has his karate
Yes.
outfit on.
The highlight of that pack
a
was
business
probably
suit.
his
So
lap
tie is
time.
like poking out. It's like so,
So,
odd.
put
But
that
yeah,
card
he was on
back
season 1 and then
down.
on season 9. So he sort of had this great perspective. of
And
being
I'm
on
gonna
the
pause the video because we're at our next
Very,
destination.
very cool.
Okay, guys, we're
All
back
right, let's take a break and we'll be back
from
to
our
break down the fight.
destination, and we're gonna continue opening our packs. We
This
have,
show is sponsored
after
by
this,
BetterHelp.
3 packs
Do you
left.
ever find that as you're trying to fall asleep, maybe your brain just won't stop? Like you're
Yes, like-
replaying your day or thoughts?
Or, yes, just that racing brain
Yeah.
at night. Well, it's very common. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
One of the things that helps me when I have
Future
racing
Stars
thoughts is to just talk
Comedy
them out.
Lemma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Well,
know.
therapy is a great place to do that.
Um,
You can get out
Ra-
of some of
Ra-
your negative thought cycles
Rafinha.
and maybe find some more peace.
If you're thinking of starting therapy,
Future
give
Stars
BetterHelp a try. It's entirely
Gonzalo
online, designed to be
Ikayu.
convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief
What?
questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch
Okay.
therapists at any time for no
Um,
additional charge.
We're
Get
gonna
a break
save
from
that
your
for
thoughts
the
with
end.
BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/officeladies today to get 10% off your first month.
Fabio,
That's BetterHelp.
Carvalho,
HELP.com
whatever his name is.
office ladies.
and
Well, it's
Dusan
back to school season, and
Vlahovic.
for a lot of us, that means busier schedules and more time outside of the house. So while your family is running from one activity to the next, it's great to have Simply Safe Home Security's new 24/7 Live Guard protection.
The new Smart Alarm wireless indoor camera is the only indoor security
Next,
camera that
we
can
have
trigger the alarm and instantly deter
our-
intruders with a built-in siren. A siren!
Mm-hmm. It can keep
Next
your
pack.
home safe from break-ins, fires, floods, and more. You can install it your way, do it yourself in about 30 minutes, or have a Simply Safe expert set it up for you. I have done both. I did a little bit myself, but then I also had an expert come in. Either way, it's a very
Oh,
easy way to protect your
Alexandru
home.
For a
Garnacho.
limited time, get 20% off your new system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Visit
Francisco
simplysafe.com/officeladies.
Consiglio.
That's simplysafe.com/office ladies. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Phil Foden.
And we are back.
Hello.
This episode begins
Ooh,
with
that
a
looks like a
prank.
nice card.
Jim pranks
Paolo
Dwight by putting his
Maldini
desk in the
And
bathroom.
Franco Baresi.
Yeah,
That looks like a
Dwight.
This
nice
is a good
one.
one.
This was a good
Future
prank.
I like
Stars.
this one. You
Noon
have to look for
Mensch.
Kevin in the background at the end when he leaves one of the stalls.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lit candle and a
Now
newspaper.
Noah
And for all of you
Sessa.
this was the moment that led to Kevin's line in Office Olympics about the bathroom candles smelling like cookies.
I don't know.
Also,
We're just gonna
remember
go
that
through
in
that
the
pack
Dun
now
days,
'cause
we
I
did
dropped
win
it.
the Don't Go In There After Me award.
Yes.
Noah
We
Sessa,
Also,
Jared
you guys-
Bowen, and I think the
Is
rest
lighting
we.
candles inside
got.
the stall. Like he doesn't come out and light the candle. He exits the stall
With the
holding a
candle.
candle, a lit
Yes.
candle.
Yes. And I candle really
Next
does smell like
pack.
cookies. I want to say that. Did you notice that there is another door by the urinal?
Mm-hmm.
Angela, where does it go?
We don't know. I like to think
What is
maybe.
that door? Is it a utility
I think
closet?
that's what I think. I think there's like a mop in there or
Yeah.
something.
Paulo
That's my guess.
Dybala.
Yeah. Those bathrooms did not work.
Nope.
It was very deceiving. We would have people
Kai
come visit
Havertz.
us on the set, like guests, family members,
Ooh.
and they would go in there
Gavi.
thinking that they were real bathrooms, and they weren't.
No.
In the next scene,
Gabriel
Dwight calls
Jesus.
his sensei. Jim asks if he's talking to his mother. I
Mhm.
love that. I
Jan
think John's really
Oblak.
good in that scene. And then there
Sideways
is
card.
his whole talking head about being a
And Future
sensei,
Stars,
assistant to the
Matthew
sensei. What is it?
Tell.
So yeah, Dwight says he's the senpai, which is basically like the assistant to the sensei.
Last pack, and then we'll
Although
show
not
that
assistant
one
sensei.
crazy card
Right.
that I
And
found.
but also, actually, it's not him. It's like the girl, remember? Because later in the episode, Sensei Ira is like, "There's my senpai." So we learn that it's actually not Dwight.
Oh my gosh, I missed that.
Yeah, the girl that walks through the scene
Yeah.
is actually the senpai.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Courtois.
All right, so next we have Pam's talking head. And this is when we find out
Lynch,
that today is the day
Ardor.
that Michael has to sign time cards, purchase order approvals, and expense reports.
Road
that they're
to
all due at the end of the
Istanbul,
day. And
Rocco,
this happens
Simic,
a couple times a
FC
year, and he
Salzburg.
always
Don't
procrastinates
know.
wildly on these days. As a former secretary, I really relate to the dynamic
Samuel
between Pam and Michael in
Illing
this episode.
Jr.,
Because during one of my early secretarial jobs, I had a boss that
Marco
would take so
Verratti,
long to do his end of the month report that I would have to drive to the airport
Santiago
because the
Jim-
FedEx at the
Jimenez,
airport had the latest drop
and
time. I'm saying
Valentin
LAX
Carboni.
airport, which anyone who lives in Los Angeles, if I drive to LAX
And
now,
now-
it's about a 2-hour drive. So I would have to drive to the airport
That's
for
my
like
mom.
the 7 p.m.
And
It
now
might
for the
even been 9
craziest
p.m.
card
so
that
FedEx
There's
dropped.
nowhere
probably
to
in the
park,
set
nowhere to park.
is-
People are blowing whistles at you.
Yes.
Like, move out of the way. It's like
Yes.
chaos. I do
Lord.
love that Pam calls it the perfect storm.
best of the best.
Too.
Also, though, Michael
Kylian
isn't having even to do any
Mbappe.
work. It's not like he's having to put together a report. All he has
card.
to do is sign them.
No,
It's
that's
so
right.
basic.
It's just his signature.
Okay.
It could take him like
Bye, guys.